Oh, okay, so good evening. This is Abdullah Kadiwala on behalf of Group 24. I'm demonstrating our group's project, which we have created. In my group, there's myself, Abdullah Kadiwala. Other than myself, we have Yug Shah, Yaksh Patel, Shresth Bharadwaj, and Saurabh Ashish Kumar Darji. So let's dive straight into the project and let's start it. So if you click on the run button, we see the program is running and it's taking a little while. Okay, there it is. So there's our summary report of all the 25 expressions we have passed or we have got from the .csv file. Before that, we can see that we had generated an XML file. We evaluated the postfix and the prefix, and we converted the infix to the prefix and the postfix. Now let's just do a quick run through of the code of how we did all of those steps. So in the start, we created a bunch of lists, and then we created instances for all of our helper classes, the CSV file, the expression converter, the expression evaluation, and the compare expressions. So we started by deserializing our CSV file. Our CSV file can be seen over here. We passed our project2 info5101.csv file through a stream reader, and we got all the values in a list of values. Next, we are removing the string values. We are checking the list if it has any string values, and if it has, we are removing those. Going forward, we separating the integers and the expressions which are in the list. So after that, we get a list of infix. We use that infix list, and now we can and now you can see that we are going into the conversion of the infix to the prefix and the postfix. So let's move on to the expression converter. As you can see, this is the code for our expression converter. It starts off with by checking if a character is an operator or not. Next, we check the priority of the character, but as per the operand, if it's a plus or minus, a multiply or divide, or if it's a exponent. Okay, so next we directly we can convert from infix to prefix. So converting from infix to prefix is we first have a stack of operators and operands. We are doing a for loop, and we are doing if else loop instead of for loop, if else if else inside for loop. So in the for loop, we have the infix which is passed. So for instance, if we take the first one, which is 5 plus 4, this would be a better one. So this you can see we have 5 plus 4. If we see our first value, it's a 5. So the for loop passes the 5. It goes through the first if statement. It's not a bracket. It's not a bracket. Then it's to be checked if it's an operator. If it's not an operator, it's directly pushed into the operands. Next, we see that we have a plus sign. So now, if we look at the for loop again, it's going to be passing a plus character. So it's not going to enter the first if statement. It's going to skip this. It's going to skip the second if statement. It's going to, well, it's actually an operator, so it won't even go into that else if statement. It's going to go at the end in the else while statement. And the operator gets pushed inside the operator's stack. Next, if we look at our infix, it's a 4. So the same as the 5 is going to go through all the if statements, and it's going to stop over here, and it's going to get itself pushed in the operands. After the whole for loop is done, we go through a while loop. for the operators, and we add all the operands in the case of the prefix. We add all the operands and then we add the values behind it. Next, we are doing the infix to postfix conversion. So we're passing an infix string. Then we have a stack of characters. So same as the last time, it's a for loop, and inside the for loop is an if else if statements. Similarly, if we go again back to our example, so first is a 5, for loop passes the 5 value. So it satisfies the first if statement, so it directly gets added into the postfix. Next, it's an operand of the plus sign. So we go again in the for loop passes the plus sign, and it doesn't satisfy the first requirement, neither the second, nor the third. It goes straight into the else and is put in and is pushed inside the stack of the operand. It's pushed inside the stack. Next is the 4. So similar to the 5, it's going to get straight added into the postfix string. And at the end, after the for loop is done, we do a while loop and the stack is added behind the values in the case of the postfix. And there we go, giving us the postfix of 54 plus and a prefix of plus 54. Okay, so next we move on to the evaluation of the postfix and the prefix. So for that, we're going to go into the expression evaluation. As we can see, again, it first checks the character if it's an operand or not. We've used the expression trees over here for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So here we're going to be evaluating the prefix. We get the expression, we use the stack. We check if the operator, we check the operand and we push it in the stack. Again, it's going to be a for loop, and inside the for loop is going to have an else statement, and necessary operands are taken place. Similarly, in the evaluator postfix, it passes a string, again a for loop, an if else statement inside the for loop, and that gives us the evaluation for our postfix. So if we look at the value of so it's actually going to be 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4, the evaluation should be 9, and we've got that. Okay, so now moving on, we had to generate the XML file. So for generating the XML file, we created an XML write XML extension. Sorry for that. So the XML extension has close to around 5 or 6 methods. The right attribute, the right end element, the right start element, the right end root element, the right start root element, and the right start document. As you can see now, our program file, we've been using all of those attributes and all of those methods, and we've created our XML, and we have generated our XML file. Okay, so now we're just displaying the summary report. As you can see, here's all our 25 expressions. The first is the infix, then the infix value, the postfix, the prefix, the evaluation, and check if both evaluations are true or not. Similarly, we go all the way down through all these 25 expressions. Last but not the least, we are asked the question if we want to view our file in the browser. That is, if we want to view our generated XML file in the browser. So yes, we are going to be choosing yes. It's going to open up in a browser, and as you can see, this is exactly how we wanted our XML document to look. So it has a snow one, it has the infix, it has the prefix, the postfix, the evaluation, and the comparison. Similarly, it's going to be for all 25 elements, and that's all. So thank you very much. That's our project demonstration. Hope you liked it, and have a good day.